The transmission crackled through subspace, a desperate plea from the outer colony of New Haven. Admiral Thomas Reed stood motionless on the bridge of the UES Vigilant, his weathered face illuminated by the holographic display. The message played, again the voice of Governor Williams breaking with fear. "This is New Haven Colony requesting immediate assistance. Unknown alien vessels have entered our system. They've already destroyed our orbital defense platforms. We have civilians." Static interrupted before the transmission continued. "Estimate 3 days before planetary defenses fail. Please, anyone, and help us." Reed's jaw tightened. New Haven was a peaceful settlement, primarily scientists and farmers who wanted nothing more than to build a life away from Earth's crowded cities. They weren't soldiers. "Time to arrival?" Reed asked. Lieutenant Patel's fingers danced across her console. 4 days at maximum FTL, Admiral." "Unacceptable," Reed said. "Contact the fleet, all available ships, now." Within hours, 17 warships had altered course. The Deathworlder fleet, named by alien species who had learned to fear humans from their gravity-heavy homeworld, converged on a single point in space. On the bridge of the Clavian ship Righteous Purpose, Commander Vex studied the primitive, human colony with contempt. These soft creatures had spread like vermin across stars that rightfully belonged to the Clavian Imperium. Their elimination would serve as an example to other species who dared encroach on Clavian interests. "Status of the human defenses?" Vex asked. "Failing rapidly," replied his second-in-command. "Their shield grid is collapsing sector by sector. Ground-based weapons are ineffective against our ships. And their distress call? Intercepted and allowed to transmit," came the answer. "As you ordered." Vex's mouth parts clicked in satisfaction. "Good. Let their allies come. We will demonstrate our strength by destroying their rescuers as well." In the void between stars, something unprecedented occurred. 21 human warships from different fleets and commands synchronized their jump drives. The maneuver had never been attempted. A dangerous coordination of massive energy displacements that could tear ships apart. Reed addressed the fleet from the Vigilant. "We have one shot at this. Our people on New Haven have less than a day left. The math says, this jump could kill us all, but those are our people down there." No one objected. These were humans, creatures from a high-gravity world where evolution had forged them into beings of incredible endurance and determination. When one of their own was threatened, they didn't calculate odds. They acted. Jump in 3, 2, 1. 21 ships vanished from normal space simultaneously. Governor Williams watched from the colony's command center as another section of the planetary shield failed. The alien ships methodically targeted civilian settlements after each breach, resulting in thousands of casualties already. "How much longer?" she asked her defense chief. 6 hours, maybe less," he replied grimly. "No response to our distress call." A junior officer interrupted, her voice rising with excitement. "Governor, multiple FTL signatures detected." The scanner showed impossible readings. 21 ships materializing simultaneously, far closer to the planet than any safe jump should allow. The strain of such a maneuver would have torn most ships apart. It's the fleet," the officer stammered. "They're here." Commander Vex stared in disbelief at the tactical display. "Impossible. No species can coordinate a jump of that magnitude." The human ships had appeared directly behind the Clavian formation, inside their defensive screen. Before Vex could issue orders, human weapons fire tore through his fleet's exposed flanks. "Return fire," Vex commanded. "All ships, reposition." But the humans moved with shocking coordination, as if the 21 captains shared a single mind. The Deathworlder fleet executed maneuvers that ignored acceptable G-force tolerances. Their crews endured accelerations that would have killed most spacefaring species, allowing them to outmaneuver the Clavian ships at every turn. On the Vigilant, Reed held onto his command chair as the ship executed another high G turn. Blood, vessels had burst in his eyes, but he ignored the pain. Around him, his crew pushed through their own suffering, driven by the knowledge of what was at stake. "Target their command ship," Reed ordered. "All forward batteries." The Vigilant's main guns unleashed a barrage that collapsed the Clavian flagship's shields. 3 human destroyers immediately converged, launching precision strikes against the vessel's engines and weapons. Vex watched in horror as his fleet disintegrated around him. These humans fought with a savagery and determination he had never witnessed. When a Clavian ship managed to cripple a human vessel, the damaged ship would deliberately ram its attacker, its crew choosing death if it meant taking enemies with them. "Commander," his second gasped. "They're boarding us." Moments later, the bridge doors exploded inward. Human soldiers in powered armor stormed through the breach, their movements quick despite the bulky protection. They didn't hesitate as they encountered alien physiology. They simply adapted their tactics on the spot. As Vex raised his sidearm, he finally understood what made humans different from every other species his people had conquered. It wasn't their technology or tactics. It was their absolute refusal to accept defeat when their own were threatened. 3 days later, Admiral Reed stood in New Haven's Central Plaza, accepting the colony's formal thanks. The cost had been high. 4 ships lost, thousands of crew members dead or injured, but not a single Clavian vessel had escaped to report what they had encountered. "You came for us," Governor Williams said, her voice breaking. "Even when it seemed impossible." Reed nodded once. "We always will." Across the galaxy, the story spread among alien civilizations, whispered warnings about the species from Earth. The humans had proven something terrifying to the wider galactic community. Threaten one human settlement and you don't face just its defenders, you face them all. The lesson was clear. Humanity might explore peacefully and trade fairly, but when provoked, when their own were endangered, they transformed into something else entirely, a unified force of nature that defied conventional military logic. The Deathworlder fleet had earned its name that day, and the galaxy would not soon forget.